Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm Welcome back to Space Engineers. I am your host, Quantum. Guys, last time we what did we do last time? Oh yeah, we fought some stuff. We did some things, stuff and things, fighting. What we need to do this time, take a nap. It's daytime. You don't need sleep, but the sun is okay. So last time we got our mine up and running once more, and it is currently clang free. I did have to come in post the thing and redesign it. It only currently has one down drill, or one horizontal and one down. At two horizontal, well, it runs directly into this right here. And you can see like it's already getting pretty close to where the squirrel's supposed to park, that kind of stuff. So we had to do that. So we ran a little bit of issues with there. We've got ourselves a nice thing like that. Now, John suggested I turn one of these giant chasms into a grinder pit for all of the scrap, because currently, until the Economy 2 update, there is no way to sell ships without having a mod. But the Economy 2 update is coming, and it's potential that you could sell ships. So that's freaking cool and useful in many ways. So that's something coming. John also said I need to expand my base ice storage or hydrogen storage because, as it were, the PAG carrier is going to have the exact same storage amount as what is currently on the base. Now, to get additional storage, it may just be that I move these two machine guns out and build two additional ones, or what would be the right way to do this, we think? I think we could have two additional storage bowls. We could do like, let's see, what do we, oh, we don't want that color, but, or we don't want that, but we could do two additional, do like one there and one on the other side, and then cover them up as well. We could potentially do that. That could be a thing we did. Trying to think. You know what? Let's do that. That's a good idea. Let's add two additional storage things. We'll do a quick time lapse building of that. What we need to do is we need to load up the flying squirrel, and we need to go weld up the rest of the array over there. That's something that I would like to have done. And then probably the rest of the docking sections. I was also thinking about if we do a quick, well, you know what? Let's just grab it. Let's get this guy here. Do a little flight. I don't need to turn the headlights on when we undock. So the other thing we could do really quick is I also did some block layout over here to get this thing to look, to get the parking spots done and to get that kind of stuff. But we could also add, one of the things we could do would be add another single hydrogen tank storage, maybe towards the back over here, something like in between these two guys here, just to give, I don't actually know if, let's see, BI cargo network. That's not working, so ignore that. So we could potentially do that. That's interesting. That looks different than it used to. That's okay. So I would like to add probably one large hydrogen tank storage on this guy. And the reason I want to do that is because ships come here, they need to get fuel. They come in and they burp, they plop their little booty cheeks down, they get fuel, and then they go about their merry way. No way to charge them for that yet, but that is the plan. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so something I'd like to do. So we can potentially lay all that stuff out. I think that's definitely an idea to do. What else do we have? Let's see. We don't need all of our auxiliary thrusters on. Is that our forward thruster? No, it's not. It's just the auxiliary. So, and then Chad. Let's see what Chad said. Chad said in-game revenge should be on the old faction. Yes. And who did we decide? Let's take a quick look at our factions. I believe we decided that, Chad, you'll have to remind me which ones we thought were going to be Quantum Incorporated's new name after the purchase by an investment group. I think the sovereign constructors are sacred. If we say the sacred constructors, we can hit them right in the sacks, and that's important. I know that sovereign sounded a little. I need to make better notes, guys. That's what needs to happen. Yeah. So, but we did it. We had a successful run with the snub nose fighter. I think, by the way, for the carrier, John, I may rename the PAG carrier to the snub hub because why wouldn't I? It's funny, I think. So let's go ahead and get kind of started. Let's see what we got here. Let's get this thing locked down. And the first thing we want to do, we'll go ahead and lay out the blocks for these guys here for our extra tanks right there. And then we will go through the process of laying out the blocks over there. That's what we want to do. This is interesting. This consumable. Do I not have a cargo container that is food, seeds, miscellaneous? I would say consumables. Now, I had a thought today that I was going to be probably in Space Engineers too, because I'm on a little bit of a truncated timetable, but we're not going to do that right now. Let's grab some of these, grab some of those, and those. I think it's all the parts we need. I also, you know what? I added a mod and I didn't add it yet, but I was like, I'm going to add a mod. And then I didn't do that. So I think I want to do, so that's 1, 2 there. So if we do 1, 2, let's just do this, and this. I want to have 2 blocks in between. And we're going to do the T. Do the T there, which means we also need to do the T right here, right? Yes. Okay, perfect. We're going to get some color. Yeah, we'll just do this. I don't need that, but we do need that. You know what? And we can probably bring that back. We can do this right here. That's fine. Right there. Which means that's fine right there. I didn't need to cut those down. And then right there, that's fine right there. Pop, pop, and then there we go. There's that. And then where are we at? On my bars, I should have this guy right here, yeah. And then we grab that color there. You do right there. I cut this off. I cut that off. And then we do need to do the storage above it. And that was that color there, but we're going to do battered. And did we? We did. We did the thing I didn't want to do. So let's grab this. This color here is the one we want. And then we'll go like that. Pop, pop, pop. Get these things laid out. Nope, that was one too many. Pop. And then we gotta have these big X marks the spots, in case the bad guys want to come shoot at the base. They need to know exactly where they're shooting at. I probably could do these in heavy armor, like this specific block in heavy armor, and be okay with it, but it's okay. I don't think it's necessary. And then we'll grab this color here, and we're gonna say that it's actually this color because it is. And then we'll do that, 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 that. I just want to make sure we might as well get it all done, right? I don't want to belabor this any more than And there, like that. Pop, pop, pop. Speed building. This is in real time, kids, which is why it's not fast at all. It'd probably be smarter to do all of the one shapes at once, and then I don't know what's the ultimate speed thing. So yeah, we had some successful things. I think the other thing I want to do, and Chad, you mentioned this kind of last time, is we might pare down the shields a little bit on the snub, just to see if maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much. I don't like to go super overpowered. That like that's not my jam, but I think I added a mod that sort of went the opposite direction. So let's get into here really quick. And let's go ahead and press this button here. We'll turn on all the welders. It should get all of that welded back up. And then it's just about building pillars down to the ground. And I think that should be pretty easy to do. Of course, you know, we're still welding, so that's good. I've made the hats. I'm not going to go ahead and make the pillar pieces of that. I don't necessarily know if there's a reason to. I guess I could. It's not a huge ask. I think instead of, yeah, you know what? I kind of like that. Instead of concrete pillars, what if we just did that like that? And then same thing here. We can just go all the way up. And then we can even throw one in here. I know that these down here are supposed to be concrete colored. Let's see if I can get that color real quick and go bloop. Nope. There we go. And then blah, blah, blah. There we go. We can, I don't know. What do we think about that? I think it's a distinct possibility. I don't mind it. And then yeah, there we go. That's not bad. And then here, I kind of like that. And then what we can do, yeah, okay. This is honestly just adding fluff. There's not necessarily a reason to do this other than I'm kind of liking the way it's looking, right, guys? Which is most of space engineers, honestly, like there's very few things you have to do for it to be like, oh, this is now a functional space. But I kind of like it. This feels more robust by having extra pillars there, kind of, even though like that one right there is being blocked by that guy, which that's fine. That's fine. We don't care about that too much. But like now I can have one here if I want. And um yeah. Yeah, okay. I like this because there's no reason not to have these. And then I was thinking we can candy stripe them. And if you don't know what candy striping means, think it also could be like a barber pole stripe. So once they're welded up, man, I've got so much more to do. Here I thought I was almost done. Let's see. I believe this block has to go here. No, here and here. And then you can bop up. And I can bop, bop, blop. And I can turn that there. Blop, blop, blop. Blop, blop, blop. All right. And then same thing here. We would do ba ba ba. And then blah, blah. I'm getting pretty quick at the changing the colors back and forth. I think that's all we're gonna do for right now. No, let's just finish it out, guys. Good grief. Sometimes I don't want to. I'm like, oh, this is not engaging content. But finishing a base, I would argue, is engaging content. So, but what we need to do is this, and this. And then let's just go and get all the concrete out of the way first. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and then that's all done. And then I can go here and we go pop. Beautiful. This isn't even the hard parts. Ooh, that could look interesting too, having it like just with a gap. We don't mind. Mind the gap, they say. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I was supposed to work this weekend, so we decided not to stream. We decided not to do a couple things, and then it turns out I didn't have to work at all, which was, glory filled happiness about that. Didn't have to work. Cannot be mad about that. But on the other end of that, it means my regular plans didn't come to fruition. We're gonna need to add some pillars down here because I don't like that that's floating. There we go, beautiful. Perfect. That's that. I should probably also add these. This is not a way to design things, but here we are. So that one's fine. It's not touching enough. And then I don't think I wasn't gonna do these, but now I am. There we go. All right. We should have all the pillars up, the pillars of autumn, if you will. Go over here really quick. Let's go ahead and kick on those bad boys. And while we're doing that, I can also go ahead and load this thing up and we can kind of get some stuff done. So here's what I want to do. We're going to go weld up this stuff over at the farm and make sure that we have everything we need. We're going to spell the word component properly. We're going to, I don't know. We're going to need to grab a couple of these. I would say all of those. Oh, that wasn't modular. Never mind. You know what? Just grab them all. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to have a lot of everything, as many as possible. And then we're going to grab solar panels. These blocks here. I don't think we need displays, but on the off chance we do, we'll just go ahead and grab some of those, grab some more of these. That's beautiful, perfect. You know what? I think we need 40 of those total in order to build one thing, but we don't have power cell needs. There we go. That's what we're going to need. All right, let's turn these things off, see how we look. What I was going to say from the candy striping perspective is then we come in and we go blap. And then, oh, see, I didn't do it. And that was the problem. So we got to do this, and then I got to come back to the freaking, nope. I got to come back to the gray because I didn't do it all the way around. And I didn't build that one. I didn't want to. I didn't want to build that one. That was on purpose. That was on purpose. Okay. That colored, that colored, that colored, that colored, that colored, that colored. And oh, no, porque. Okay, let's grab that blue right there. Get that colored back. And then we're going to grab that yellow again. And then we're going to blap, 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 blap. And why do we not have the rest of the blocks there? That's weird, right? It's a little weird. Yeah, right there. Okay, green. Oh, yellow. That's what we're doing. Dang it. No. You're supposed to be gray. And then that's what I'm saying right here. This is the complicated parts of life. There we go. Yellow, 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 yellow. All the way around. Yellow, beautiful. That color there, that color there, that color there, 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 there. Perfect. I double tap that one on purpose. Oh, dang it. I keep pressing the wrong button. Gotta get back to that yellow. And last one. I think that's doing that, and then we can go ahead and weld up the ones that were not welded already. Should be pretty good there. We should be collecting tons of ice. So yeah, the ice collector is collecting. It's probably going to get quite a bit of nickel too, but that's okay, man. We can also lower that. So from, oh shit. Yeah, health flow. Damn. That took a chunk out of my, there goes OSHA. I thought we had this programmed so that it would turn those off. We didn't. What I was going to say, guys, is when we come over here and take a look. So this one was, I think, 2 deep, and then this guy over here was only 1. The middle one was only 1 deep, and then that was going to be 1 deep, and then we can always add extra depth there. That was going to be a thing, but we'd have to go up a couple and do all that stuff, and we don't need it that much. So, all right, that is that. These things are done over here. We've got that done. I'm going to go get some health back really quick, and then we got to go make some real food at the farm, because why not? That's what my skeleton looks like right now. That's what the predator sees when he stares at me, is just injured. Dun, 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 dun. What'd you guys think of the music last time? It's pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. All right, so let's get this done. Let's go lay out. The first thing we're gonna do first, we're gonna go do some welding over at the farm. That's step 1. We're gonna weld farm. So let's go ahead and get in the boat. The squirrel. Take off. Ooh, we're heavy. It's okay. We're meant to be. So we're gonna go load up the farm. Get everything needed that needs to be needed. And then the next thing we're going to do is have a meteor storm inbound. I love that for me. I love everything about it. It's good. Perfect. I was just thinking to myself, man, it would be great if there was just a meteor storm ruining my day. So we're just going to get this welded up right there. So come over here. Getting some welding done. We only have 2 parking spots right now for big ships, I guess, in theory. Now, in theory, if I grab my camera and I go take a look underground, are we welding those things up? Hey, we are. Look at that. Now, this is where the problem's going to be, all of those blocks. So we're going to have to figure that out, and I haven't exactly figured out how to figure that out. So that's lots of figuring, I reckon, is what we're going to have to do. But what we can do is weld as much of this as possible. And then what we can do is we can park the squirrel right here. Oh, you know what we need to do first? Let's go over here. Get you welded up finally. That should be everything. All right, we're beautifully up and running. Now that's an interesting... Why is that like that? It doesn't matter. It's design. It's design feature. Asymmetric design on purpose. Let's kill these engines. Yeah, it works for there. Okay. How are we going to weld those things up? That is the question. And to answer that question, we're going to first hop the fence right here. We're going to steal some food. What do we want to eat? Let's get ourselves some curry. Can we get one? Just one curry? The interesting thing is we should have this set. I've got it set to 10. Oh, you know what we need to do? Beautiful. What are the ingredients of curry? Do we know? What does it cost to make a curry? Curry is 1 fruit, un vegetable, un grain. Okay, well then we got to plant again, obviously. So 5 of that, 5 of that, 5. 5. Yeah, I was a little sad that the auto planting thing was no more. But I mean, it is what it is, right? You do with what you do, and that's all you do. Okay, vegetables. Let's do wheat here. I like fruits and coffee in the middle. Vegetables next to that. And my children. It's not uncommon for wild taters in the wild to eat their children. Now, the thing that we need to do, oh, this doesn't do that. The thing that we need to do that I need to think about really quick is how we're going to weld those things up. Do I have? I don't. I have no real way. You You know what I could do? You know what I could do? I could do this. I could do this. Okay, maybe I could do this. Let's see. I was thinking I could put a welder right here and turn it on, but I actually don't know that that would solve the problem. I think we're going to have to do some hokum, guys. I think we're going to have to do some hokum, and we're going to have to do a little teleporty under the business. So let's go ahead and float for a second. Yeah, here's me. Here's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. I can't get to my ship. That's unfortunate. So how many do we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we've got so many. Good grief. Okay, well, and so then I go over here, and I know I just don't want to dig. Honestly, the problem is I don't want to dig a trench out, so we're just gonna do it this way. Because the alternative is to blow a hole in the roof and come in from the top, and I don't want to do that either. So, okay, you, and you. And then this is just what it is. That was weird. It said I couldn't withdraw the interior parts for a second. That's not accurate. Okay, we're almost there. Get these guys hooked up. There we go. Yeah. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. What do we got here that this isn't welded up? Why? What's not welded about? Okay, that's just me being terrible. No big deal. No big thing. No big thing. That's all right. That's all right. We'll do this right here. We're gonna probably change that back to gray. Oh, good. I don't have the parts for this, so... Oh my gosh. Do this. Do this right here. I've got a new inventory for sale. Come see what we got. Okay. This is not the way I like to do things, but it's the way it's got done. So, hey, look at that. Okay, now the dumb is done. Okay, nope. Now the done is dumb. The dumb is done. The heat is on. I saw that you could set, by the way, event controllers that turn these lights off when it's sunny. Um, I don't know. I haven't messed with that yet, but there we go. We're not going to. I'm going to think about this. I'm thinking we put the large tank out to the right over there. Um, it's just a matter of how I want to lay that out. And that, what I will do, when it comes time for that, what I will do is I will run a pipe out in a. Oh shit! Why is that happening? I'll run a pipe out like standard wise, um, so that basically when we do that, that there won't be me flying under the ground and stuff. Like I'll run a pipe out of this section here and go straight out, and we'll do it that way. So yeah, now that's that. Those things have been done. We've got this stuff knocked out and taken care of. The next thing I want to do is we got to lay out the thing and get the um, we got to get the soon to be the PAG carrier soon to be snub hub on board and ready to go. So that is our plan next. And that, I believe, I've got two things I want to do, but that I believe I can very quickly knock out with no qualms. We've got food, so let's grab these. I don't need these blocks or these blocks. I do want some more wood. I just want the ship inventory, to be honest. Give me some of those. I don't think I'll need those, but you know, it never hurts. It's more of those. And then we'll do this. Okay, now the carrier, he's going to be out here. Those are very close. I wonder if I need to prop those up. I don't know. Okay, carrier time. I'm gonna go out a couple more blocks just so that we don't have to worry about anything happening weird. What are we at? We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can do 6, 7. Take them in. God, darn nuggets. That's not what I wanted. Wrong thing. Right there. And then, what am I doing? Why am I doing that? Nope, I've decided to change my mind. Yep, change my mind. Okay, so then let's do this right here. We're gonna need lighting. Okay, here comes one of those sweet, sweet time lapses. And we're gonna need a large connector for the snub hub. We're going to connect it like that. I'm going to go down to the nearest gray, and we are going to put a single block down there like so. And then, yeah, the next step is going to be just grabbing all the parts for this. And then, now, how do I want to do this part? This part was always, I kind of like the idea. Let me think about it. What kind of connector did it use? I don't know. That's what I can't remember. I can no remember. What if... Okay, you know what we're going to do first, then. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves... Do we already have a projector on this grid? I actually don't know. But the first thing we're going to do is go take a nap so that it's bright enough for everybody to see, and I have to suffer with the wonderful world of radiation. I have... Ooh, lasagna. Very good. Let's go take a quick nap. We need a residence. I think that's one of the things we need to do next, is have a residence, but not today. It's not on the list. All right. Back to laying this thing out, man. I haven't even started it. I keep talking. I just keep going. Keep running my mouth. And starting, yeah, right about now. What a very interesting issue we're running into. As you can see, we have got part of this thing started welding, and it looks like it just, I don't know, I don't understand exactly what's going on. It kind of seems like We could be behind. It just may be that. That could be the initial problem is we're just very far behind on stuff, like in terms of trying to keep production going, but like this is not letting me weld blocks, which is pretty peculiar. Like I'm not able to get anything welded, which that's the it's like none of this is welding. It's very odd. I think what's happened, which may be real stupid, and it probably is real stupid actually if I'm being honest. If we say show weldable, where's that show weldable? Or only show buildable, and then we turn it off. Let's just turn it off. I think this is the problem. I think the block was designed. I think this is the problem right here. So because if I disconnect this switch lock and then I get off this, can I lift it? Oh, I can. Okay, well then apparently I'm wrong. Let's turn a little bit. Press R there, and then we can just switch lock it back down. Okay, take a look here and we'll say turn this back on. You see how it's showing nothing is weldable? And I don't know why that is. Blueprints. We've got PAG carrier. If we show, yeah, why is it, it's just being weird. What if we did vertical? That's too much. That's too much it doesn't, why is it not allowing us to create and weld? That's, I wonder. Let me see real quick. So let's do this really quick. I need to borrow some blocks from you really quick. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but I think it might have to do with this block here. I think this might be part of the problem. The next part of the problem might be this guy here, in which case we need this and then 9, this, I think, and then if we go here and I say vertical, we go bop, 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 bop. Okay. Then in theory, if I grab this block here and I put this block there, that should allow us to build this block, which then allows us to build this block here. Then we can say switch lock that guy down. We can take this block down, and then in terms of weldable, see how it's not letting me, oh, because I, see, and now weldable wise, like, shouldn't I then be able to weld that stuff? What is, I wonder if it's because, I think it's because of that. I think it's because this, hear me out. I believe the reason we're having an issue is this is part of this grid and that is part of that grid, and thus it can't, it's not wanting to weld up a grid that it's not part of, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know, here we are. That's where we're at. So let's go ahead and see if maybe we can, or is it already done? It's already done welding the blocks that it can weld. That's, something is going suspiciously wrong. I don't know what though. Am I losing my mind here? I think I'm losing my mind. Okay, you know what? Mind lost. Game over. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm going to figure this out. This is not something I want to sit here and spend a lot of time on because it's not very fun. So we got to get the PAG built. And the way to get it built is via some method of construction. However, I don't know what it is. My only thought would then be to what if, okay, hold on, hear me out. I got it. I have an idea. I have an idea. Okay. My idea just fell through the roof. Okay. For some reason, it shows look, it's showing like I can weld it, but let me see. It's acting like I can set this block, but I can't. Like, it's not letting me weld this at all. None of it. That doesn't make sense. It does. It makes perfect sense. The problem is exactly what I think the problem is. It is that this here is not on the same grid that it needs to be on, so it's not letting us weld it. So if I do this here and I say blueprints and I do PAG, then I hide from the sun and drink. You know what I've got? I have the exact scenario for this. If I can get my thing to work the way I want it to. Little brewskio. Okay, so we know that this is not correct from the yaw perspective. No, it was pitch. So, no, it wasn't pitch. Was it yaw? Nope, roll. Wasn't roll. I don't think you can use build vision outside of this. So, going back to this, I think it was pitch because that's the front of the ship. Now it's the back of the ship. Beautiful. I love everything about it. Now, forward offset. If we're looking for that right there, we keep going forward, 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 forward. Bob's your uncle. There it is. And this is why it wouldn't work. So now, let us watch the magic. If it works. And it does. Look at that. That was dumb. That was a dumb problem to have. While the base is cooking this thing. Yeah, look at that. And we're just going to blow through some materials. That's going to be really good. All right, please enjoy. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy amount of steel plates we just used. Beautiful. Love everything about it. Let's go ahead and turn those things off. So one of the mods I wanted to install, and I did install, let me get over here into my vehicle. I'm going to turn those lights off, and I wonder if it'll let me. It should let me. Okay. You can see this, right? No, you can't. Of course you can't. Why would it work? Why would that work? It wouldn't work. There's a mod, and it's just basically it's 2x it's 2x grinding, and I got it because I was like, you know what's really quite terrible is not being able to grind things more efficiently. So I decided like, oh, we'll get a grinder. I was thinking it'd be cool if they had like I know there's a laser miner. I really want like a laser grinder so I could just like chew up a ship with lasers. I think it'd be really fun, like laser turrets that even if it was at a loss or whatever, I think that'd be really neat to potentially do. We're definitely out of plate is what's happened. This is a complete and utter loss of plate. And that's okay. I think it's because those things got completed down there. So that's freaking awesome though. PAG's getting created. Everything is good. The thing's going to build plate as fast as possible. That's going to be great. So what we're going to do really quick while that's welding up here, it's actually welding itself a bit. I just nearly wrecked this damn thing. Golly. Unlock that, please. What I was thinking we could go do, let's go ahead and get refueled really quick. And I was going to show off that mod a little bit with our scrap. So give me 2 seconds to save. Give me 2 seconds to put that mod in, and we'll test it out really quick. It'll be a good test. Okay, really quick. The mod was Grinders Plus. That was the mod, Grinders Plus. And I think the only thing it said was make sure it's at the top. There were some other ones I picked up. I think it's visual equipment. Looked cool. We'll check that out. I want to see what that looks like. We'll showcase that bad boy, visual equipment. What else? I think that was really it. I did a half windows one. I'm not going to do that one right now, but the half windows one, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Like just half windows, basically more window design shapes. Potentially very useful for designs. My primary issue with that, when you do that, for me, is I didn't actually do that one. That's weird. My primary issue with that when you do that specific words and stuff that I'm looking for, I can't think of what it is. My issue with additional mod blocks like greater slopes, greater block differentiation, more window types, like instead of just the one type of window. My problem with that, if I had a problem, is specifically that you build the ships, you put it on the workshop, and then it's like, oh, you require these mods. And I don't mind that, like that because you obviously can put the warning. But I also love just having a ship that I can plop straight into the thing without mods. It's like I'm happy that John made the PAG without the shields, because if I ever go without shields, I'm like, ah, shield's too powerful, blah blah blah, whatever. I can go without and then not worry about it. So once this loads up, we're going to go take a look and see how it grinds on that pirate ship that we had nuked. But first, I need to empty out the inventory of this bad boy. And this will give me a good chance. We have space scrap, and crap. We have space scrap and another connector, and that fight we had. So let me copy this. We're going to delete. Additionally, we're going to deposit all the stuff in my inventory. If we click here, we click the ship, and we isolate FS connector. Did not. The flying squirrel connector definitely has no gut. There we go. Thank you. Hey, you leave that ice alone, buddy. I need that. Okay. Get that back on there. I'm ready to go. Let's get into space. So we've got space scrap. Let's go to that one first. I know we're on the wrong side of the ship currently, but that's okay. We've got the first settlers, I don't know what those guys are, on hand in stock, now available. What's on hand stock? Sax. Now this mobile utility platform, we decided that the Sax guys could be who. I'm going to let you guys decide. Is Sax previously, are they the one that is previously Quantum Industries, or is Quantum Industries somebody else? And you guys have to let me know. I think in that episode, let me see while we're gliding. What episode was that? Over here, 11, maybe. Was it 11? Oh, don't do too much of that. Example. Imperial security were closely followed. One of you guys said it, and I wish I could remember who. Oh, does this thing have a gun on it? I think we already eliminated the gun on this thing. What did you say? You say, ba 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 ba. Hopefully we don't get attacked. We're gonna go ahead and stop the ship right now. You said which one, John? I think I don't know if it was John or. Larger carrier ship for the SNF. We got the snub hub being built right now. Fuel, first place. The Imperial security were to follow closely after stormtroopers. So this must be the episode prior. Let's go check that prior episode. Which one was that? It's gotta be this guy. Sorry, I should take better notes. I should pause while I'm sitting here so we don't get murdered. All right, the righteous merchants. The righteous merchants. You know what? Let's notepad. Sticky notes. Let's get a new notepad. The righteous. The righteous. I can't spell. It's okay, I don't need to. So, the righteous merchants seem sus to Chad. Righteous merchants. Imp security, we've already decided they were enemies. What else? Sacred Constructors sounds like a fanatical organization. Sacred Constructors. Because so those guys, sacks, we are going to be hitting them in the sack. You're right. Now, John said that the righteous merchants sound like the type of operation to buy out and fire all the staff. I think you're right. So we're gonna, if you guys want, righteous merchants may be enemy number one. They may be previous quantum industries. The investment group has definitely been up to no good. So the right RTMC is public enemy number one. We should make a note. Can you make a note? No, you can't. That's okay. But that gives us that. But Sachs also, they sounded fishy. So you know we've got to think about that. We're almost in range of guns. So if there were gunfire on the spacecraft, we would know about it starting right about now. There does not appear to be any gun, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and pop down right here. Now, if the mod works the way it's supposed to, and it should, we just walk on back here. We turn this bad boy around, and I should just be able to turn the grinders on. They're on, and I think it's 2x range is all it is. So like I should start seeing some. Okay, it's not super overpowered. It just means you don't got to get like right up in it to do the deed. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I was thinking it might be a little too much, but this is perfect. This is good. Now, I know at one point, this is not bad. Oh, the other thing, the other mod. Let me get out real quick and show you. Look at that, guys. This is what that mod does. All the tools are on my belt. Isn't that freaking cool? I think it's cooler than it probably is. But look at this. Got the grinder, got my med pack, got that. I've got an O2 bottle, an H2 bottle, and then so like pull the thing off, the welder comes off the belt. Pull the grinder comes off the belt, welder goes back down. Drill comes off the back in the hand. Look at that. Isn't that freaking cool? I saw it and I was like, you know what? Yeah, we gotta have that. We need it. That's cool. That is what I wanted it to be. That's perfect. So, if you guys are interested in which one that is, I can give you the exact name while we're sitting here. Just kidding, I can't because I'm super good at life and I apparently closed Steam. You give me just a second. I will pull it up. You know what, editor? Make sure you just do the thing. Just put it like real big. Credit to the guy, all that stuff, because I can't find it. I'm not currently finding it. Probably because I can't spell the word visible right now. That's okay. So yeah, we're just gonna. I'll put it on there. We'll get that look. We'll get that looked at. But isn't that cool? I think it's freaking cool. And it's a hello Imperial Security consignment drone. Do I need to dispatch the snub? We're busy. We're immensely busy right now. Please don't make me have to do this. All right, guys, I'll pick you up once I'm done grinding all this down. We're not gonna, even with the speed, I'm not going to, you guys are not gonna sit through the whole thing. That's unreasonable for any one man to do it. So, but yeah, this is it. I like that. I like that grinder thing. So you'll see me in a second. We'll be chewing the rest of this up, and then we will get back to base and see where we're at with our wonderful, soon-to-be minted snub hub. All right, guys, we have a bit of a problem. There's an Imperial security drone enclosing on my current position. My space scrap is almost completely scrapped, so I can delete this waypoint because there's mostly just junk left. I don't think I'm going to go do the pirate one this time. I think what I want to do, I'm kind of liking this big grinder pit vibe. Um, yeah, a little bit like, yeah. So what's going to happen? That's that. We've got ourselves. We did good on the. We did it good on the. Well, he's not going towards us anymore. So we just got to go now. We've got to get to the mine. That's our next step. We did pretty good. I think we gained 30 tons, give or take. So we just got to get back home. I kind of want to attract that guy, but then I also don't want to attract that guy, just because I don't want to be going in super hot, although it might be the move. So who do we got on radar currently? We've got the first settlers. I don't remember what the FTF, the first something, the first Tiddlywinks. FCCO, we're not messing with those guys. We've got Sax Mobility. The problem, they may be it. No righteous merchants are on radar right currently, though, so that's good. But we definitely need to keep our eyes peeled for the righteous merchants if they come back to this sector. Now, it is possible that the righteous merchants, maybe they're going to get bought up by, I don't know, the Factorum or something. Maybe they become a different problem for us. But that's a problem for the future. So, let me get scrap abandoned settlement. Oh, it's just on the radar. That's crazy. All right, let me get this back and dump all this crap and see where we're at with the carrier. It looks like it's doing pretty good. I just don't. The only thing I could think about, honestly, is if stations allow us to get fuel, steal fuel from them. That might be the way to get that thing completely filled up. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait a bit and drill some more ice. But I do like the idea of this grinder pit. And I think the grinder pit, I'm going to build in the deeper pit to the right. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I have some ideas. So that's an item. That's an item for the list. We can see what that looks like. We are slowing down. Going to drop some altitude really quick. I like the idea of where the. What do we got? Oh, okay. I'm not gonna go mess with that guy today. We're gonna give them a reprieve. They don't know where we're at. I don't want to bring them to our base if we don't have to. Yeah, that's my thoughts currently. So let's get down here real quick. And then I think we're gonna be done. Next round, this thing is gonna be pretty close to finished. I think antennas require 40 components, so if they do, we should be able to get that welded up because I think I have 40. And then we'll go ahead and basically get this locked on. We need to grab some parts. I would say component storage. We can put that there. Hide empty. Look at all the stuff we got. Oh, and that's the other thing. I don't know if I can put this in my inventory, but everything shows up. It's super cool. It's very good. It's very, very good. Okay, let's see. Here's one of our cargo containers. Let's go ahead and just dump that there. Put all of this stuff in there. Great modular cargo, man. We got a bunch of stuff. Okay. Scrap, scrap, they can have that, they can have that. There we go. Okay, now really quick, let's go see if we can't get our antenna welded up. That'd be cool. Get this thing finished off. I know we've got some extra welding we're gonna have to do, probably specifically with this ship because I don't see another way of doing it. I'm not gonna build a giant welder array, I don't think. I don't think. Maybe I am, I don't know. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I don't know. It doesn't look like you guys have. Let's see if I can get my guy to write himself. It doesn't look like we've got any more. We still got tons of steel plate. Okay, well, what are we doing then? Why is this not welding? Unless those are heavy armor blocks that's not being welded. Ow. GG. I need to get into this thing and definitely I need to turn off all the thrusters. I might do that really quick. Let's see, where are we at? Can I even get into it yet? Hey, I can. Perfect. Hydrogen thrust. Those. All of these. Turn them off. Perfect. Do we have an event control on here, John? You gotta let me know. I don't remember if I found one on there or not. So if there isn't one, I'll get one added or whatever. But the other thing I can do really quick, I might be able to access the fee mine and welders. There we go. I think this thing is almost tapped. It's not on steel plates, like it's got plenty of those things, but it doesn't have the quite a few other components that it needs. So we'll have to figure out what those components are, because I think we've got. Oof. I think that's everything we can get welded up from that perspective. That might actually be done. Let's go park. We need to make sure that we do the thing. I think this may have been it. We may have gotten the snub hub ready. I'm gonna make sure we turn those off because I do not want to get fricasseed. I feel like we go through food faster now that I have like better food available. Yeah, what are we going on? What's going on with here? Metal grids. Metal grids. Which one of you's got the metal grids? And why is this still here? I don't know. Metal grids. I got plenty, so I just need to get this ship out. Okay, I mean that's not ow. Just beamed myself in the face. Real quick, we eat this. Look at that, John. Your creation is almost to life. I've got to add a piston and a plate on it. Ow, 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 ow. That is your welder's fault, I believe. Yep, that was your welder's fault, not mine. So metal grids, that's what we got to do. All right, so next time, I'm gonna get this thing more finished up. I think what's gonna happen, I think what we're gonna do is we're going to we're gonna grab some of these. Pop, pop, pop. We're gonna go bop, and then we should be able to then do this right here. Oh, it's because of this. For whatever reason, these things can't be sunk into the ground. I don't know what that is. I don't care for it though. Oh yeah, and that's what I was going to show you. Oh, we got one more thing to do. We gotta turn these guys on. We need to do welder here. Welders, nope. We're doing this the wrong way to do this. Come over here. Got welders. I think this welder, I don't know what this is. I don't know. We need the base welders. That's what, 1, 2, 3. Save. Okay. Now, we can come up there really quick. Get in here, turn those on. I don't know if it'll actually weld those two up. It might not. It doesn't look like it will. That's okay. Fine, I'll do it. There's that one. We're not leaving this like this. I don't believe. We might. Who knows? Who really knows? Gotta get this thing here. We're just trying to get this thing completed for John. For America. But yeah, and I want to show you one other thing, and I think it's cool. So, okay, you know what? It is cool. Now, come on, you can do it. Not a chance. I don't know why I thought that was gonna work. Oh, good. Great timing. I love that for me. Okay, what I was gonna show. Check it out. 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 Look at this. Nope. I just need this. I need one of these and one of these. You ready for this? Look at that. Freaking rifle on the front, rocket launcher on the back. Isn't that freaking awesome? Tell me that's not awesome. That's pretty freaking cool, guys. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, and I know you did, I would appreciate if you share a video or like or subscribe or any of those fun things. We're gonna watch those two finish out the look at it. Look at the majestic PAG, soon to be snub hub, ready for action. I've got to go turn off those engines and do all of that stuff, but that right there is a thing of beauty. More importantly, it's a thing of transport. The next step is going to be building a grinder pit down here. That's what we want to do. Nice big hole. It'll be funny. I agree. I think the people are right in this. It kind of looks like we're still drilling, so that's good. We're getting plenty of ice. Yeah, guys, I could not be happier. But if you enjoyed this, you know what to do. And I really appreciate you guys. I'm Heavily Armored Tater, wishing you a good night. And if I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon. No, that's Sally G's thing. But I will catch you later, Taters. And as always, be kind and stay ornery. Bye.